Brr, what's going on, everyone? Back at East Alton, Illinois. You recognize that bus? My buddy Robert's here to help me get some projects done. Also, I don't know if you can see, there's snowflakes falling in the background. They're probably not showing up, but they are there. It's snowing. It's about 31 degrees here this morning. It's cold and snowing. We're going inside. Nice and toasty here inside the shop. Heck yeah. Thanks for joining me, guys. I will be uploading this video with some Nomad internet, link below in the video description. There's Jasmine there. Projects have already begun on the RV. In fact, Robert and I started on this last night. The big one, headlights, corner markers. See how fancy those look? Here's the old ones. They just, over time, they get really hazy. You can sometimes clean them to an effect and make them look better, but one of the best ways to rejuvenate an old Class C RV, get some new headlight lenses and corner marker lenses. Also, going with LEDs. Robert, will you flip that switch on there and show the LEDs? Bright bulbs. A lot brighter, guys. I mean, it looks like if you go up here, it's not going to be in your eye. There's the high beams. Heck yeah. All right, let's go hop up on the roof here and take a look at projects going on up on the roof. All right, so last night, Robert helped me remove the big, old, bulky, over-the-air antenna. Okay, I'm not going to be using that. I am going to be using my satellite dish through Dish Outdoors. So we'll probably be keeping this coaxial and using this as kind of a little door that we can put the solar wires down, and I got to install my booster later as well, but that'll free up a whole bunch of space so we can do some measuring. Also gone is the cheap chintzy little solar panel that was there. Robert kind of just touched it on this edge and just pulled right up. They used tiny little screws. Also noticed a little surprise here. Both of these vent fans are new. They've been replaced. Previous owners, he just gooped over some of the old holes. See this right here? Yeah, there's no screw there. He only put like a few screws in them and then just gooped over the holes. I'm like, really, dude? Really cut some corners there. It's kind of scary. So we'll be taking this one off and then doing some die-core. This whole rubber roof here, hopefully, is going to have a new rubber roof here. Well, at least one good layer on there. My project is the air conditioner, because I mentioned this thing is not cooling very well. It does kick on, and it does cool, but it's not doing so good. And what you might be able to see here is, see all these, what do you call these, fins? Whatever, the condenser coil fins. Anyway, for some reason, somebody bashed in the whole middle section, and I have been working on this whole section here, getting them back out. So all of this row and all of this row used to look like this. And so, you want to talk about tedious, you got to get this little razor knife in there one by one carefully and open them back up. Got to get airflow back in there, and then we'll see. See how much better these two rows look? So that's going to be my job. I probably got another hour and a half to go on that. And then we'll see if this AC unit performs a little better. Very slow, careful process. There might even be a tool online that helps you comb it, but this one's just so bad. I mean, they're completely folded over. It's not about straightening them right now. It's literally about pulling them back out. Later on, I can worry about getting them straight with a comb. Right now, I just gotta get it back to working, functional, open, you know. Very tedious, though. There we go. Much better. I think it's gonna work better. Now I could get that comb and straighten them out perfectly, but just prying them loose is, it's a tedious job. And then, I grabbed that broom, started sweeping. I put the side of the broom right into the bottom here. Had to work on that another 20 minutes to pull it back out, so I'm gonna be putting this top back on. I want to show you what Robert's been doing over here. I pulled out all the old silicone, actually. They didn't use Dicor. They used silicone up here, which you're not supposed to use on a roof. It's not good. And then he pulled off all the existing stuff here. So except for the old like factory Dicor on the screw heads of the cap. It'll be really nice to seal all this up once and for all, and no, I'm not gonna have any problems. All right, next step, we're gonna clean this roof. Gonna be mindful of the existing holes. We're gonna be covering this, obviously, and then there's 4 screw holes here, so just kind of being careful. But we're just gonna use some Scotch-Brite green Brillo pads, and got some Dawn in a water bottle here. And Robert and I are just gonna make sure that the roof is very, very clean before we start laying down this rubber coating. All right, and then rinsing carefully. Oh yeah. Yeah, she was dirty. She was dirty. We can wash in this shop here because before it was modified auto, it was actually a detail shop. It was built to be a detail shop. There's a water grate in the middle of the shop that runs the entire distance of the middle there to drain the water. So it's a perfect place to wash the roof. The roof is very, very clean. Robert's just up there kind of drying some of the spots that still have some standing water, like around the basin of the fridge here, vent and stuff like that. And then we'll just keep trucking on along. It's gonna look a lot different by the time we get done with this today though. All right, I'll show you the preparations up on the roof. There is a little bit of a shortage of Dicor, but this is the same exact thing. It's Protec by Camco self-leveling sealant. Got 5 tubes of this, starting with 2 gallons of the Henry's 100% silicone Tropicool white roof coating. It's got the rubber stuff. It's made for RVs, trailers, mobile homes, and everything. This is the best stuff to use. A little more expensive than the silicone, or the other one. A little more expensive, but I think it's supposed to be better at keeping the heat down and everything. I'm going to be applying this first to the roof and letting that dry overnight before coming and Dicoring up all of the other little screw holes. Let me show you up on the roof. Definitely wouldn't be able to do this job without having the indoor shop. Roof's almost completely dry. Around the whole base is a 1.5 inch painter's tape seal all the way around the entire RV, going all the way down to let the rubber coating get down over every single seam. And then combination of rolling it on in the big areas and cutting it in with brushes around all these, get that layer on. The Henry's rubber roof coating is rain safe in 15 minutes, so that actually dries faster than the Dicor. The Dicor needs about a week to settle, and that'll just be going over everything. And we're getting close. We'll take a little break and then start putting on some rubber roof. Yeah, you can see in there's like a layer of clear stuff, and then the rubber's below. It does say that you want to get one of these drill attachments. It says it in the directions to stir it up there. At Home Depot, it's about $79 a gallon. So it is expensive, and they sell a 5 gallon if you want to like save it and you have room to store it for a different RV or project. 5 gallons is like $380, so you know, cheaper. But I only got 2 of these because that's what they said I would need for my square footage. We'll get it stirred up. Oh yeah, liquid rubber. Heck yeah. All right, so I may have gotten the wrong type of roller to put that on, like it was too thick and just took all of the rubber material. But either way, got the, I'm gonna say the first coat, because Robert and I were talking about it. We only used 3/4 of 1 gallon, actually. So I think tomorrow morning I'll come out here and just pour out the rest of that 1 gallon and maybe store and save the other one. It's just, it was hard to get a really good thick layer on here. However, as you can see there, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let's walk over here, take one more peek. So Robert was going in and cutting in all around the edges and around all of the units, but not going over like the old screw holes where we're going to put the die core. But yeah, and there's where the old TV is. We've got a piece of steel there over the hole, glued that on, siliconed it up, and then of course that'll be die cored as well. Plus, we're pretty sure there's going to be a solar panel over that little square. So you're not going to be able to see that later. But it gives me a good idea for the amount of solar. One solar panel width fits between here and there. So it can go on both sides, and then maybe a third there, a fourth, fifth back. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, looking good. Gonna tear off this tape before it completely dries. It's gonna feel good to have a good new rubber roof here. And then tomorrow, of course, we'll do the die core and all. I'll cut back in here in a little bit, but a lot of work. I think we need a beer here. Yeah. Oh, and for the record, it snowed till like almost 1 p.m. off and on. Snowing outside the shop. Freezing outside. It's a nice, warm, comfortable, dry 70 degrees here inside the shop. This worked out really, really well. Yep, it's the next day. Robert's up there applying the second coat. Really pleased with how well the first coat went on. But might as well get it right. That other square where the antenna was at, it's kind of disappearing. Roof is going to be sealed, guys. I'm so glad to have this project knocked off. All right, we'll let that other coat dry there. Got the back garage door open because the fumes had the windows open upstairs so that it could circulate up there, so I didn't want to waste the heat and stuff, but the fumes were starting to get a little bad, so got all the doors open now. I'm gonna be working outside for a little bit. But one thing I didn't share with you is that I upgraded my motorcycle trailer just a little bit. I sold the one I got for almost the same exact that I paid for it, and he didn't care about the stripes that I painted on. You could have just taken those off too, but so I upgraded from a 5x8 to a 6x12. It does weigh a little bit more. Dry weight is 1380, but still 1380 and a 650-pound motorcycle. We're still right there hauling 2,000 pounds behind the RV, which can tow 3,500 pounds total. And this is a much nicer trailer. It has this feature here of it's an RV style door with a deadbolt and a handle lock. And it's a really wide door. It's locked. Robert, open this. But but this will be nice for just sneaking in to grab something real quick. Believe it or not, the motorcycle is loaded in the trailer right now. Yeah, see all this extra room here. Well, look, there's the bike. That's the 6x12 trailer, and a lot more room on the sides to tie down and maneuver. Plus, instead of a 5-foot ceiling, it's 6'3" and 6 foot on the actual door over there. So a lot more room in here. It's still got the Vinos. Just thinking of all the, I could put my extra generator in there, maybe even have a little toolbox right here where I can just grab and go, and having it locked and everything. It is white. It's a Hallmark, and yeah, Robert's gonna help me. This one actually did come with the D-rings already installed here, but we got to put a motorcycle chock in here. My buddy Jason gave me this one, so we're gonna bolt that underneath and get her all situated here. Here's the outside view. It does look a little bigger than the one I had. I mean, but it's just going to be so much more practical. It already had the lip for the motorcycle thing, and Robert and I have already been talking about, really utilizing this space. Like, I want a shelf up here that maybe stores my RC trucks, maybe a little table here with a toolbox on top. Just a lot of different. Oh, you get her in?
Yep.
She's in?
That
all right, man.
Nowhere.
That's perfect. And the bike. See, these newer trailers, they put the axle much more to the rear. So the bike pretty much straddles the axle, and you want to have a little bit more weight in front of it. So this is going to be perfect. This is going to be the best little setup for Black Betty over there. Opie love, I know this is really hard to understand. Dad being outside and you stuck in here. But I'm working on things to make life better, okay? Just getting them done, okay? Yeah, I love your kisses. You are just the sweetest big boy. But you're also getting too heavy. You're getting so big. Your sister has a birthday coming up next month in May. Yeah. And Tara Bobera, you excited about your birthdays? Yeah, you want to have a birthday next month? Okay. I miss you, girl. I'm sorry I'm not hanging out with you so much. I'm getting projects done. Okay. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. It's just, it's really weird right now. It's fun and exciting because Robert and I are getting so much done. You know, we're just not overdoing it, but definitely prioritizing these projects, and I will be sharing more to come. So thanks for watching this one, guys. I'm going to cut this one off. I'll show you the finished roof with Dicor in an upcoming video. Okay, guys? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.